So when it comes to skulls, do you know how to spot the difference between a domestic dog and a wild canine? Because sometimes people have a very hard time telling the difference. Now, out of the group that we have here, we have a bunch of dogs, a fox, a coyote, and a wolf. Do you know which one's which? Sometimes it's pretty easy to tell that it's a dog. We've bred them to come in some pretty unique shapes over the years. And if you're looking for bones in the wild, there is no shame in using context clues to figure out what you're looking at. But sometimes it can be a little harder to differentiate between the species. Feel free to turn your screen sideways right now, but can you tell which one of these is a wolf versus a dog? To keep it fair, I'll also give you this overhead view. Also, let's peep at those teeth. Did you say this one was the wolf? Because that's the correct answer. So let's look at how we can tell. First off, these teeth. Wolves should have a nice scissor bite unless they've got some kind of a health problem, whereas dogs, because of how we've bred them, might have it a little different. Especially since dogs are going to be more prone to gingivitis and gum disease and tartar buildup and all that good stuff. But sometimes even without that, I find, especially on the front teeth, the spacing can be a little weird. Another big difference is going to be the brow ridge here. So on dogs, it tends to be much wider than on a wild canine. Yes, this holds true for coyotes and foxes as well as wolves when compared to dogs. Another huge giveaway that a lot of people will look for is what's called the stop. So it's this space here where the muzzle is connecting kind of towards where the eyes are. On a wild canine, this is going to be a lot more sloped, there's a lot less differentiation, whereas with a dog, it's a much more pronounced kind of stop, like especially with some breeds like that. Even with puppies, you can see these kind of differences between a wild canine and a dog. Now, I don't think the camera picks this up very well, but another difference is dog eyes tend to be a bit more rounded, whereas wild canines tend to have a bit more of a slanted eye socket. Again, this is much easier to see in person versus on camera on here, but you'll notice the dogs have a pretty different eye shape compared to, like, a wolf. Which, if you've ever seen a wild canine, tracks. They've got more of that almond-shaped eye. Anyway, there's probably more differences out there, but these are the main ones that I look for. And of course, with some dog breeds, it's a lot harder to tell than others. That's the wolf and that's the dog, by the way. I move them around. Hope this helps your identification efforts.